Hey everybody, Neil here, coming back with the second, yeah, just go with it, the second episode of our mob tutorial. I don't know, we dug into Technique. I showed some examples of some of the things that I had done. That's kind of what I had planned to work on today. However, we're going to do some stuff. You know what? I'm just going to load up mine. And I guess my instructions to you are, if you haven't created one of these yet, you haven't created your model, go do that and come back. And then we'll talk. What's a big old long arms? 12. Position. There we go. Knuckle dragger. So, yeah, come back and do that. Come back with an idea of what your model is going to look like. Now, I ran into some troubles with my model already, because I actually go through and I build all of these videos. I build all the code in advance to make sure that I have everything tested and working. I ran into some problems. I'm going to push through even with those problems, so that way you can see them. And I don't know if maybe you guys can give me some help, or if I just need to hang out on the chat channel for Technique, the IRC channel, to see how we can do this. But you'll see what I mean when we get there. So if you don't have your model yet, go make your model, come on back, and we'll get started. So what am I doing? Let's jump in here. I want to update a couple of things first. One of the things that I realize is we're kind of limiting ourselves with this. So I want to change this to register monsters, like so. And we're going to actually open up entity handler, and we're going to change this class to register monsters. Because we're going to do passive ones as well, and I want to put the passive ones down here. And the reason why is there's some aspects of how we spawn them that we have to specify. So I want to make those unique. You also notice, did I do it? Oh, I did do it. Good job, Nathan. Good job. So in this entity handler, what we need to do is type in entity registry dot register dot add spawn, and I'm not sure I'm not sure which one of these to use, so we are just going to do it this way. 50, 2 and 4. What does that even mean? Enum creature type dot monster. Okay, so we'll come back to this in here in just a sec. What we could do, we have the class that's going to be registered. That class is actually over here, our entity Cyclops. Why is it saying this? Register monsters. There we go. Had to save it. So it's passing along this entity Cyclops class over to here. Our chance to spawn is more or less this, and we'll actually, if you hold down Control and click Add Spawn, you have the weighted probability. Now, I've cranked it up, I've cranked it down. I haven't really noticed like how many of these that you can spawn. I've noticed with 50 it's pretty much the same with skeletons and zombies and all that. Minimum is like spawn in packs, minimum of 2, max of 4. The enum creature type, we'll actually look at those, and then you put in your biomes. And that's kind of cumbersome, putting in the biomes. I'm assuming you want it to spawn everywhere, except, the ocean. If we actually back off of monster, we see here we have ambient, which I believe means it spawns both day and night. Creature spawns during the day, monster spawns during the night. You can specify whether it's a water creature, right? So these are your different things. We're making ours a monster. We want it to spawn at night. The next thing that we have to do is we have to say where this is going to spawn. We're going to have it spawn on beaches, what's a good one? Desert. We can find a desert easy enough. Just so you know, if you want this mob to spawn everywhere, you need to actually come in here and specify everywhere, to my knowledge. I don't know if there's like a just spawn everywhere. Stream, forest, hell. Megatega, Mesa, Mushroom Island. Spawn in the sky. I don't know how we could use this. Maybe just return the array. I don't know. What's another one that we'll do? We will do forest. And hopefully we'll be able to find those. So what this is going to do for us here is we're going to actually jump into the game right here. And I have some desert over here. Night just started. And I think if we see them, we're just going to see these white things walking around, right? Because we haven't rendered them yet. Like there. That's our Cyclops. There's one right there, right? So you'll see that they're actually spawning out here in the desert. One right there. Sweet. So that kind of gives us an idea. I put 50, and you can see how many of these other mobs there are. And I'm thinking that my idea that there are just as many as the other types is not so true. So I'm going to crank that up, but I'm going to come down here and say some villagers first. Because that's what I do. Oh, you little babby. I don't like babies. Oh, and this is great. Get in there, bro. What am I doing? Let's get back up to my house. I started putting a roof on it. Put some torches in it. It's good enough for now. So we can see that it actually spawns into the world now. The next thing that we're going to do is we need to open up our proxy. And this is where we actually start telling Minecraft how we want these bad boys to look. Entities. We want entities. So we are going to say something along the lines of rendering registry dot register entity. Oh, poop, dude. Rendering registry dot register entity rendering handler. Our class. So what is our class going to be in this particular case? I was just, sorry, I kind of blanked out there for a second. I was trying to think of a way that we could automate this a little bit. You'll find that as you become a better Java programmer, there's always a more efficient way of doing things, and I'm trying to, kind of keep my eye out on those opportunities. So I kind of zone out there. So what we're going to do is we want to render our Cyclops. So we're going to have a new class that we have yet to create, and then we are going to use our existing model of the Cyclops. Then really what I'm anticipating getting through tonight is this bad boy right here. Let's import this. Do we have our model in here? We do not yet. We do have our model file here. So what we'll do is we'll actually go into Techne, and we are going to export as Java. And what I want to do is go into here, go into here, here, and here, and here, and here, and here to our model, and we are actually going to save this as model Cyclops, like so. Capital M, capital C. Just like so. So, here it is. Here it is. Now we got to clean up some stuff, so we'll take this out and we'll back our package up all the way to the top, and we're going to change this to the package that it's currently in. We are going to change this to have the capital C like we want it to, and then we're going to do Control-Shift-O, and we're going to choose Minecraft Entity and hit Finish. You'll see, bam, a lot of this go away. We still have this one. We got to make that a capital C. And then we've got this bad boy down here. So, set rotation angles. This actually has all of these different float points that it wants, but it wants the entity in particular as well. So we're going to add entity, and we're going to come here and we're going to say, yep, let's throw that entity in there. And we're going to come up here to the set rotation angles, because this right here is referencing this method. It's saying, hey, there's something else that it's calling for, and I'm not passing it along. So we'll put that in there. I wish it was that easy and that was everything, but it's not. Now, I already went through and created a lot of this on my laptop. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to copy that out and paste it in there right now. You won't need to do this. You'll just use your existing stuff and everything will be savvy. But I'm just going to paste that in. You'll see that it's really just the same stuff. I just had to tune up some stuff. I changed some stuff with the horns, and you'll see what I mean about the horns here in a little bit. But there's still some things that we need to do in here. And that is this set rotation angles stuff. We have a lot of stuff that we need to add to this, because we need to, really what this is doing is it's telling us how does this model move. Like when it's walking, or its arms swinging, or its legs moving, all of that. And so what we're going to do is we're going to steal some vanilla code to accomplish that. And you'll see that this extends model base, right? So what we want to do is we actually want to get into the models. We'll come down here to reference libraries and forge source. Then we're going to go to Minecraft, net Minecraft client model. And we're going to do model zombie. Let's do actually model skeleton. I'll show you why. So you'll see that here is the stuff that is like essentially right arm, right leg, left leg, and how it's attached. You'll see that there's not really anything in the rotation angles, and the reason why is because it extends model zombie. So we'll go to model zombie, set rotation angles, quite a bit more stuff here. Zombies, we don't want to use theirs though, because they're zombies, right? They've got their arms out in front of them and they're like, brrr, eat your brains, right? So we don't really want that to look like this. We want it to look more like a player, just walking around, arms swinging, all of that. So this one actually extends model biped. So what we're going to do here is we have all of, where are we going? Right here, set rotation angles. Our guy isn't going to be riding and he's not going to be holding items. Well, he will hold items. We'll get to that. But he's not going to be riding. So really what we want to do is let's just copy and paste this right here. And we are going to dump this into our model right down here below. Now, there are some things with this because we have named I've named mine things differently, right? I have head and body, whereas this is biped head and all that stuff. So this will actually just come in and change to head. This one will change to head. We don't have any head wear, so we'll get rid of that. Right arm, I just put as R arm and L arm and R arm and L arm and R leg and L leg and R leg and R leg. No, that was an L leg. That wasn't L leg. Cool. This we actually want to change to F3 because we have different stuff going on up here. This one we want to change to F4. Par 1 we will change to F and F and F and F, and these par 2s we will change to F1, 1, F1, F1, and F1. And really this math right here, and I'm not going to get into the cosine and kind of the explaining what this is, but this is really you'll see that we've got pi in there. Think of a 360-degree circle, right, with your point in the middle. The point in the middle is the joint of the arm, right? So where the arm attaches to the shoulder, and it swings at a certain angle while it's walking. And really what this is doing is calculating that angle right here with these two this right arm and this left arm. That's really what it's doing, is it's calculating that angle that it swings. It's doing the same thing with the legs. And from what I understand, it's doing it opposite, because when you walk, when you put your left foot forward, your right arm goes forward. When you put your right leg forward, your left arm goes forward. If you don't believe me, get up and walk around and you'll see what I mean. It's like an unconscious thing. You can't stop the magic. It just happens. Just happens. So that really actually takes care of our model, right? So our model is good. We still have a couple of things that we need to do to render it. So let's actually go ahead and import our model. The last thing that we have is this guy right here, this render Cyclops class. And we're actually going to put this not under proxy, but we're going to put it under our renderer. Right? Yep. Save. Yep. We don't have what we need in there yet. Not a lot to do in here, actually. Not a lot to do. First thing we want to do is we don't want to extend render, we want to extend render living. And it doesn't like these pre-populated methods, so we'll take those out. We will import render living. We'll take out render, like so. And let's add our constructor. And let's add our unimplemented methods. Boom. Now we've got a few that we're going to put in here. We'll come to that. We'll come to that, don't worry. So the first thing that we're going to do is we need to call in some buddies. The first thing that we need to call in is our texture, public static final resource location texture is a new resource location, and I'm going to use my mod ID to find that. This is old school stuff for you. You're an old hat at this already. And I'm going to be placing this texture at textures/model/cyclops.png. Like so. Import that. The next thing that we need to do is we need to pull some stuff out of our model Cyclops. So we're going to say protected model Cyclops, and we're going to put the data from that Cyclops, and let's just put that into model entity, like so. So under our super constructor right here, we are going to, or not our super constructor, just our constructor, we're going to say model entity is going to equal, two parentheses to open that up, model Cyclops, and this is going to be a main model, like so. Whoa, don't delete that at the end. Put that guy right there. Now what do we got to do? We got to import this. Alright, so now we're properly referencing that. I'm actually going to get rid of this model skeleton, model biped, all this stuff. Cool. Let's clean this up. Nice clean code. The happy trees. Public void. We are going to render our Cyclops like so. And in this, we are going to have our entity Cyclops. So we're referencing that class that we've already built. We did it in the last episode, and we're going to call this the entity. There we go. And so we're going to have double X, double Y, double Z, and we're going to have a float U and a float V. Like so. Open our curly brace. Control Shift O to get that entity Cyclops in there. And we are going to say super.doRender. Don't know which one of those it is, so we are just going to type it out. Do render, and it's going to be entity X, Y, Z, U, and V. Like so. Easy. Public void do render living. This is going to be entity living, and we'll just call this entity living. And again, we're going to have double X, double Y, double Z, float U, float V. Curly brace to open it up. Control Shift O. Like that in there. Take out our extra comma. And this is going to be, we're going to go up and reference the method that we just created. So we are going to say render Cyclops, and we are going to be using entity Cyclops and reference entity living X, Y, Z, U, and V. Like so. And then we're going to do render. Public void do render. And this will be entity double X, double Y, double Z, float U, float V. Render Cyclops. Again, we're referencing entity Cyclops or whatever you have, and it will be entity X, Y, Z, U, and V. Like so. Last thing we got to do is this bad boy. What do we want to return? We want to return our texture that we referenced up here, right? This is where we pull it in. I don't have a texture, and I'm pretty sure that if I use the texture for the Cyclops file that I have on here, it's going to be all weird and derpy and broken. So, yeah. Let's try it anyways. Let's copy that, and we are going to paste it into our model. And we are going to do that, and we're going to refactor, rename. Remember that it doesn't like just changing the case. You really have to change the name to something else, and then change the case back like so. Client proxy's happy. That's happy. Editor handler is happy. Entity handler is happy. Let's see if this bad boy renders now. What are we at for time? Almost 30 minutes. We're going to have to call it here soon. Then we'll come back and do AI later. Next episode. You're probably going to see the error that I'm talking about here. So we'll just spawn this bad boy in our house, and you'll see that we actually still have our spawn, and I still haven't put it in my language file. So, boom, there he is. So you see, yeah, texture's a little derpy on the arm, but that's okay. Now the problem that I'm having, you'll see he's got horns, but his head turns and the horns stay in tune with the body. And I'm not sure how to fix that. And I'm sure that there's tons of people out there with more experience in Technique than me that will have absolutely no problem with that. You eyeballing me, fool? Back, front. Yep. So I'm going to have to color him in, but first I'm going to have to shuffle him loose the mortal coil. It's nighttime now, so let's come out here and let's see what we've got. Oh, we've got to save some of these guys first. Y'all running around like crazy people. I'm just saying, you wouldn't have this problem if you had better fortifications. Desert, desert, desert. Let's find a crazy looking Cyclops out here. This looks like it could be one. And it is. There's a couple over there. So there we are. there's another one. It's still night out, so I'm probably just looking for the ones that were out here before. Yep, so they're out here, and you'll see that they're rendering appropriately. Look at this dumbass. Spider suicide. Oh, thanks for the loots. There he is. One of them. Anyways. See if we can piss off an Enderman. Alright, let's head back to the house. And I think that's going to call it for right now. This will let you push forward a little bit. If you haven't done your modeling, I will put out a modeling episode tomorrow. Oh boy, lots of people to save. Oh, you silly boys. Cyclops over here chasing around, chilling, kicking it. He's going crazy. Well, let's just do this. We'll make it easy on him. Time set 0. You'll see that my Cyclops will actually be over here, but he's not catching on fire. And it's not because he's under the eaves, it's just because we haven't programmed him to. Let me know in the comments below if you want to know how to make your mobs burn in the daytime, because I can show you how to do that. It's pretty easy. Alright, well that pretty much concludes this episode. We got our guy rendered a little bit, and we'll come back and we'll play in some Technique tomorrow. Get some practice going with that. I'll see if I can figure out what's up with these horns. I have an inkling that it has something to do with the rotation point of these. You'll notice that they're the same both left and right, but I also think that down here you know what? The head rotates. What if we just do this? And we say L horn ang. L horn ang. I'm thinking that if we give them the same, this is more or less the same parameters as our head, maybe that'll move in the same way. What do you think? It's worth a try. Why not stretch the video out as long as possible? Well, they're moving, just not in the way I really intended. Yeah, I think it's that rotation point. We're going to save this just in case and find out what's up. Alright then, well that concludes this episode. Thanks for hanging out with me. Give me a like, give me a comment, give me a subscribe. And if you need any help, don't hesitate to reach out on the forums at neilcraft.com or send me an email at neilgaming@gmail.com. You guys have a good night, and I will see you mañana. Bye-bye.